At this time last week, a lot of Bengal fans dreaming of a Big Sky Conference championship as well as a bid to the postseason. Those hopes and dreams took a little bit of a hit as ISU lost at Montana State on a last-second play. Some people thinking, well, those dreams are out the window. Not so fast, my friends. The playoff dreams still alive and well. It's one of the conversations I talked about, as well as recapping that game against Montana State with Coach Kramer in our weekly interview here at Holt Arena. First, let's go back to Montana State. Oh, so close against the Bobcats.
Yeah, a couple inches short in a game in which enough mistakes were made by us to guarantee that we were going to be inches short. We couldn't stop power to the weak side. We turned them loose in man coverage. We gave them too many opportunities on third down and fourth down. Offensively, we had 2 key turnovers, and plus we kicked 2 field goals. So a game that really should have been ours to command was a game that was up for grabs on the last play of the game, and it's really not the way we should have played, and it's on me as a head coach. You've got to make sure that if your team's capable, that you play up to your capabilities in the biggest game, and we did not do that. We're still learning how to do that.
Bengal fans were going crazy after the game about the last play, but you and I talked before. You don't pin it on that last play because it never should have come down to that.
Much ado about nothing. It's like worrying about whether the frosting on the cake tastes as good as the cake does inside. And the cake was baked, could have been baked way better than the way we played on Saturday because the weather wasn't the issue. It was just our big gamesmanship, which we've not really had to display, which was not evident. Now, again, this Saturday against Weber State, we have to display big game gamesmanship in order to maybe have a shot at the postseason.
Postseason, I like that because I think some Bengal fans thought, man, it might be over after we lose at Montana State. You don't feel that way moving into Weber State.
Well, Matt, I think you need to talk about it because if the possibility exists, then let's do the utmost to find out whether that possibility can become real. To do that, we just have to play as hard as we can on Saturday for 3 hours against a Weber State team that is now finding a way to win.
It's a Weber State team, too, and I know it's been, how long has it been since we've done this? And I think we've gotten rid of everything but one. Weber State, and it's been a while, the early 2000s since you beat them.
Well, we try to consider Weber State a regional rivalry, a local rivalry, and a season-end rivalry. Yet it hasn't been a rivalry. It's been a Weber State thrashing of Idaho State, and it goes all the way back to the 2002 season since we had success. And we have got to find a way to continue to hold the fort at home. We're undefeated at home in front of small crowds and now big crowds that are a big part of this thing. And we're very, very good statistically on offense in the national rankings. So fans get a chance to come and watch us play against an opponent that disdains us with an offense that is literally as record-setting as this conference has ever seen.
Head coach Mike Kramer joining us here on our weekly interview. Weber State, I think people initially looked at their record and thought, yeah, this will be a pushover game. That's not the case. The Wildcats will come in here prepared. Tell me what challenges they present you.
Well, on first blush, Weber State's had a god-awful year. But when you go back and look at their scores, they've been competitive in every single game, and now they're finding a way to win. They're multiple on offense, run and pass. They're multiple on defense and coverages and ways of attacking you. A severe challenge for our offense, which over the last couple of weeks has seen literally one coverage a week. And it just takes us a while before we start thrashing that one coverage. So the opponent that we face this week, they have such good variability in their defense, a lot like I like to feature on our own defense. Good challenge for a very, very good record-setting offense led by Justin Arias.
Beating Weber State, senior day, I mean, there's all playoffs, there's all kinds of things on the line, but that undefeated mark at home, defending the turf here at Holt Arena, how important is that to you?
One of the things we do real well, Matt, is we respect the game. The sport of football demands that you pay attention, have good focus, and especially at home, you play to your utmost. To me, a home game is 7 points. You have a 7-point lead as you walk down the ramp. As we come out on the field, if we have 8,000, 9,000 fans, that's another 7 points. So we have a 14-point lead before the first ball is kicked off. And then it's up to us to honor the opportunity to be able to play well at home in front of a great crowd. So we'll see how this goes on Saturday with a very veteran football team that really knows how to play well at home.
Health of your team, you've got a couple unavailables going in and a couple guys that have been huge for your team this year.
Record-setting running back Xavier Finney will probably not suit up. He has 1,484 yards. He's just 15 yards away from 1,500 yards. Just an outstanding season. Got a little unavailable last week and probably will not play this Saturday. And then Mario Jenkins, our redshirt freshman linebacker who's had just such a phenomenal year, is probably unavailable also. He's out of gas. And P.J. Grimaud, a senior who played for us all last year at weak side inside linebacker, will gain his starting spot back for his final senior day.
In the past, I would have said, well, missing some of their starters, Bengals are done. There's nobody to fill in behind. That's not the case anymore.
2 years ago, when it was Trevor Spence and a band of renown, we started 4 freshman linebackers along with Trevor, or 3 linebackers. That was tough, and we played like it against Weber State. Fortunately for us, we've survived 2 years later to put a very, very competitive team on the field that really defensively has got to absolve itself from an underplayed game this past Saturday.
If you can win, it's a chance for it not to be your last game, but it's the seniors' last game probably here at Holt Arena. Talk to me about that senior class and what they've meant to you and this program.
19, 20 seniors playing in their last opportunity, of course led by one of the best quarterbacks in all of FBS or FCS football. Justin Area is just an outstanding player, led by an offensive lineman, Jim Bagley, who started almost every single game he suited up for. 8 or 9 guys that are walk-ons that have earned scholarships and played in kick teams and have different levels of contribution to our program, but every single one of them is academically solvent, socially a good person, and they're all going to be graduate from Idaho State and be great alumnus of our program and great future Bengals supporters.
I always ask you this because the people who are watching this right now are the people who will be sitting in these seats coming up here on Saturday. What have they meant to you, especially as they've started to fill this dome up? And what will they mean to you on Saturday against Weber State?
Well, there's 2 types of fans, and I love them all. But the first type is the fans that have been here through thick and thin. They're finally getting their just reward. We're up to their ability. And for the newfound fan, you get a chance to see a very exciting product come down the ramp and go on the field at 2:35. That's going to play for 3 hours as one of the best and most elite teams in the United States, led by an offense that's unstoppable to this point and on the verge of breaking a 51-year record for the highest total number of yards gained in a season during a 12-game season. So exciting, historic, very passionate football team that wants to give you every entertainment dollar.
Kickoff is scheduled for 2:35. Bengal fans are encouraged to pack the dome and pack the dome orange. Wear your best orange and black Bengal gear. Come out and cheer loud and proud for your Bengals as they take on Weber State in what could be a game to make it into the playoffs. We'll see how the selection committee decides coming up this Saturday. Reporting at Holt Arena with Idaho State Athletics, I'm Matt Gittins.